Okay, now by now you understand that as an integration developer or the CPI tool, where will be in the middle of the sender and receiver system, right? Will be in between the sender and receiver system. So what is our role? Our role is to communicate with this source system and capture the information from them and process it in the CPI and then send it to the target system. That's what so far you have learned, right? as as an integration developer, you need to build this thinking capability that we will be in the middle of different applications. We will be in the middle of different applications that we are going to connect with the source system or the sender system or sender participant. Sender means like team who is going to send the data. We call it as a message as well. Okay, we call it as a message or the payload. Okay, whoever is sending the payload or the message, okay, that particular system will be termed as sender system. Please do remember this terminology, guys, so that it will be easy for you while we are doing hands-on exercises. Okay, now you see, if you see here, we have two different types here. One is SAP, the other one is non-SAP. Okay, don't get confused when you see SAP or non-SAP. When I mean to say SAP, which means products which was developed by the SAP are called SAP products, SAP source systems. Okay, non-SAP products like Salesforce and some other applications will be there, right? Databases, Microsoft Dynamics and all. Those will be called as non-SAP applications. Those applications will be termed as non-SAP applications. When I say SAP applications, you can just remember we have discussed about ERP, right? What is a SAP's first product, ECC or ERP? So you can think of that product, okay, for now. And when you see non-SAP, you can think of Salesforce or some other application, whatever you know. Okay, now let us imagine a source system, it may be on SAP or on premise, wants to communicate to SAP. First thing we need to establish the communication channel, right? These two systems should talk first. There should be some bridge where these two systems should get communicated with each other. That communication we are going to establish in the form of adapters. Okay, make a note, guys. Adapters, write down adapters. Adapters are software components which will be used to establish connection between to establish connection between source to CPI and from CPI to target systems and from CPI to target systems. This is target, guys, not source. Okay, target systems. Now you may have a doubt. So this integration tool is entirely based on cloud architecture. And what if in my landscape, if there is any on-premise application, how our integration suite is going to establish connection between the on-premise application, right? Whether our integration suite has that capability to communicate with the on-premise application or not. You may have this question, right? Integration suite is completely on the cloud-based architecture, right? But it has a capability to connect with the on-premise application as well. Okay, now there is one more obstacle here. So the integration suite is cloud-based platform. On-premise application means it resides in somewhere, it's in on-premise. Like with the help of direct adapters, we will be not be able to communicate with the on-premise application. For that reason, SAP is giving one small VPN kind of a thing that is called as cloud connector. cloud connector. Okay, with the help of cloud connector we can reach out to the on-premise application. Just remember this word, that's it. We will see like how to install this cloud connector, what are the options. As a integration consultant we will look after inside the cloud connector, we will see. Okay, first try to understand the high level message flow and the use case of our integration suite SAP CPI capability. Okay, now it is clear, right? So our integration suite is capable to connect with both cloud based applications as well as on-premise applications. If it is cloud, then we are going to use adapter. If it is on-premise application, then along with the adapter we need to configure one additional VPN kind of a thing, that is called as cloud connector. Any questions on this? Same concept applicable when you are going to connect our CPI with target systems. Okay, now just imagine, let me erase this one. Okay, just imagine you have a source system, and using one sort of adapter, like example HTTP adapter. We'll see all this practical, guys, don't worry. Okay, with the help of HTTP adapter, if you want to connect to the source system, there are few prerequisites that we need to get it from the source system. Okay, similarly, when you want to connect CPI to the target system, same way we need few prerequisites. When I say prerequisites, I will tell you like what would be the prerequisites. Okay, we need to collect some prerequisites from the target system as well, okay, as an integration consultant or the developer role, what always you need to think in that way, that what exactly I want to establish communication or the connection between source and target. Always you need to question yourself that what I want to establish communication with the source and target systems. Okay, you need to question yourself, then only, because as we are in the middleware, always we need to communicate with the source and target teams. Okay, with a single straight line, you will not be able to, with a single adapter you will not be able to straight away connect to the source systems. To communicate with any system, you need user ID and password. Okay, important point, guys. To communicate with any system, you need that particular system user ID and password. Okay, those password details who will give us? Source system team will give us. By default, CPI will not know source system credentials. Okay, always as an integration consultant role, you need to communicate with the both sender system teams and as well as the receiver system teams. Okay, we need to get the required information, guys, otherwise we will not be able to process the data inside our integration process, and will fail to send the data to the target system. So for this particular module, communicating with the sender system team and the receiver system team is very important. Okay, by default we are not the decision makers. Okay, every decision will be taken care by with respect to source system team only, and the structure also will be defined by the target system team only. CPI will be as treating as a middleman. We need to process it, we need to establish the connection, process the data inside the integration process, map the data using the palette options, and send it to the target system. Any questions from anyone? Is it clear, the high level diagram, and what should be our what we call what should be our ideology when we are dealing with the middleware tools? Not only integration suite, if you are in any middleware tool, this is the standard procedure. Okay, as an integration consultant, always you need to communicate with your source and target teams to get the required details. Okay, is it clear, guys? Any questions on this? Let me summarize this small topic, okay, so that if you have any questions you can ask. Okay, I'll go a little slow for few days. After that we'll pick up the phase. Okay, so what I mean to say is, this is the high level message flow inside our integration suite CPI. Okay, we will always connect to the source systems. We will always connect to the source systems to pick the data from them, and process that data inside CPI and send it to the target system. Okay, and how we are going to connect with the source systems? With the help of adapters. Adapters are software components which will be used to establish communication between the source and CPI, and from CPI to the target system. Okay, and using our integration suite, we have a capability to connect with the on-premise application as well. One additional thing what we need to follow while dealing with the on-premise is cloud connectors right? Is it clear? Any questions? Any questions, guys? Can someone confirm whether is it understandable or facing any difficulty to understand the terminology?
Yeah, understandable.
Sir, will you share PDF also?
No, I'm going to share you the textbook, CPI textbook. Okay, so
Okay,
everything I have taken out from it only, so you can refer that, and even I will provide you the running notes also.
okay, sir.
Okay, don't worry about this PDF, PPT and all. Now, the second thing is, if you see this CPI URL, you need to understand what your URL contains as well. What does your CPI URL contains? Okay, this is our integration suite URL. Okay, these are the basic things, guys. Okay, if you understand this, how SAP constructed this endpoint, we call it as a CPI endpoint. Okay, this is the host name of our integration suite. You need to understand this. Okay, let us go to the PPT. So here you see this is one of the sample, sorry, this is one of the sample CPI, like integration suite URL, what I have taken up for the demonstration. Okay, now you see here the first part of the URL contains the protocol, how you are going to connect with the integration suite. The protocol, what protocol integration suite supports? So it supports HTTPS protocol. HTTPS is not new, right? So we are seeing it from very long. Even if you log into Gmail, Facebook, Twitter, whatnot, for everything they are following this HTTP rules only, HTTPS, secure connection rules only. Okay, the protocol which we are going to connect with our integration suite. Now here comes the important point. Okay, this one. Okay, this one. So this is actually the subdomain of our integration suite. For me it is DA1CCB. But if you guys, 1 second, guys. Okay, let me refresh. You see here, for this integration suite it is different, right? Which means each and every individual, you will get a unique identifier with respect to your integration suite. Okay, when you sign up for the integration suite, SAP will auto generate this ID and share it with us. Okay, what it represents? It represents the subdomain trial account. Okay, now going back here, you see here this integration suite hyphen trial. This particular wording represents that we are using trial account of the CPI. We are using trial account of the CPI. Okay, and this CF apps represents the Cloud Foundry. AP21 represents where our particular integration suite relies on. Okay, what I mean to say is, see here the data center region. US10 AP21 will be the data center regions. Okay, you may have a doubt, what is this data center? How do I get the data center details and all? Okay, we will see that. Is it clear, right? hana.ondemand.com would be the main domain for SAP cloud services. For for everyone, this particular hana.ondemand.com will be the common. Okay, what will change? This number. Subdomain will change. Subdomain will change. Shell.home represents our integration suite dashboard. Okay, which is the entry point for managing integrations. I'll show you. You see here, it says shell/home. When I click on this home, we will land on this particular URL, shell/home. That's what I mean to show you. This is the home page of our integration suite. Home page of our integration suite. hana.ondemand.com is the common name, and this is our subdomain, and this is our subdomain, and this will represent the trial account, right? Understanding the URL is also very important. What your URL contains, what your integration suite URL contains, that is very important. Okay, you will come to know why it is important. Where we will exactly use this URL and all, you will come to know shortly, right? Any questions on this breakdown of the URL? Any questions on this breakdown of the URL? If not, we can proceed further.
Yeah, if we click that discover, then it will change to shell.discover.
Yeah, of course. See, it is showing shell integration because we are inside this integration, right?
Yes. I
Similarly, if I
understand.
go to integrations and APIs, see, it is showing design.
Yeah, okay, fine.
Okay, yeah. Now, now you understand the high level flow. Now you have a basic understanding of the URL. Okay, let's see a sample flow. Let's take a sample high flow, how we are going to send the message using a postman tool, and how the receiver is going to receive it, okay. Now for that what we need to do, just go to the integration suite. Guys who joined recently, right? So for you all, I need your email address to create your BTP accounts. Okay, even you can also do it on your own. So if you are able to do it on your own, that's fine. If not, I will create your accounts on behalf of you. Okay, then you can land on this page and you can see everything. Okay, now you see here I am on the integration suite. Go to the design, integrations and APIs. Go to the design, integrations and APIs. Okay, this is the place where we are going to build our integration flows. There is new terminology called integration flow. Okay, what is the meaning of integration flow? Integration flow, in short, we call it as an I flow as well. Integration flow, we call it as an I flow as well, which represents the graphical way of transferring the message from source to target. The same thing, whatever you have seen over here, that we are going to implement in the CPA in a graphical manner. That particular representation is called iFlow. We'll see how iFlow looks like. Okay, first thing, come to the integration suite, click on the design, select the integrations and APIs. Then what you need to do, click on the create. Okay, this is called package creation. Naming convention should be pk, and pk means package underscore. This is our batch id. Okay, 101. Okay, short description says like sample iflow to showcase end to end message flow from source. Source means postman. Target means from source to target. In our case, target is there is one open website available which is allowing us to send the data from CPA. We are going to use that. Okay, that is called webhook. Webhook.site. Okay, from postman we are going to trigger the data because we will be not having a real sender system, right? In our case, postman would be the sender system. Okay, target to the target webhook.site. Now click on save. Click on save. As soon as you click on save, if you go to artifacts is the area where we will see our all integration content. We will see our all integration content. When I say integration content may contains value mappings, APIs, imported message mapping, so many things will be there, integration flow and all. Okay, for now just focus on this integration flow. Just click on this integration flow. Click on this integration flow. The naming convention is IF underscore. IF stands for integration flow underscore. Always the naming convention should be IF underscore source system postman underscore. Who is the receiver? Webhook. Webhook. Okay, this is my source system, target system. Okay, mode of communication I will say async. I will explain what is synchronous, what is asynchronous communication. We will come to know. Just for now, just remember async. Okay, everything is as usual. Then click on add and open in editor. Stop me guys whenever you feel any difficulty. Okay, now you see here, as soon as this is called the iFlow integration flow. As soon as you create an iFlow, what is happening here? It is created a template for us. Okay, it created a template for us. In this template you see here the sender represents the sender system. Okay, now let me rename it. Now what is the sender system in our case? Postman, right? By the way, Postman is an API tool which is used for testing purpose and all. We will see how to configure in the Postman also. Okay, Postman. Now receiver, what I said, receiver is a open website that is called webhook.site. Webhook.site. Postman, webhook.site. It is clear, right? From Postman you are going to get the data. Okay, let me rename it. I call it as an CPI for now, for your better understanding. Okay, CPI. From Postman you are getting the data to CPI, and from CPI we are sending the data to webhook. Hope the scenario is clear to everyone, right? Now in the message flow we have seen that there is one adapter in between the sender and receiver, sender and CPI, right? So now you go to our system. When you click on the sender palette, we call it as a sender participant palette. Okay, sender participant. Okay, when you click on this participant, you see there is one arrow mark. Just drag and drop to the CPI. That's it. Now you see here, as soon as I drag and drop, it is allowing, it is giving us all the available adapter types for us. Just select HTTPS for now. Okay, now HTTPS is connected. Now Postman is connected to our CPI, right? And similarly, if you drag and drop from the CPI to the target system, again system will give us a pop-up for a connection adapter. Now I'm selecting HTTP here. Is it clear so far? Postman to CPI. What I am doing? Postman to CPI using adapter, I have established a connection. Similarly, from CPI to the target using adapter, I have established an connection. That's what the diagram is. Alright, this is the template, guys. Okay, now with this, will I be able to really communicate with the Postman, or Postman will be really able to communicate to the CPI? No, because as a middleware there are few prerequisites what we need to share it with our source system, guys. Okay. Similarly, when you just drag and drop the HTTP, will you be able to send the message from CPI directly to webhook? No, no. There should be some configuration prerequisite steps we need to configure inside this adapter. Let us see that what are those prerequisites. Now just click on this adapter, in the bottom you see an option called HTTPS. Just click the maximize button. Okay, now go to the connection, and you need to give our address details. Okay, I will say data to webhook, okay, I'll say data to webhook. And you see here, these are the options available for the authorization. For now, just keep it simple. Let it be as is only. Authorization, user role, and all. Click on save. Now Now the sender side configuration is completed. But what about receiver side? Okay. You see, when I click on save, by default integration suite will throw us if there are any errors. See, I'm just hovering my mouse over there. It is telling enter a valid address. Go to this adapter. Guys, I'm just clicking the adapter. Okay. When you click the adapter, you see the HTTP in the below. On your left hand side corner, you need to click on the maximize option. Go to the connection. See here, by default CPI will not know to which URL it needs to be connected, right? So that for that reason we need to give the target system endpoint here, target system URL webhook. Don't get confused when I am switching in between the screens. Try to always remember that this webhook is our target system. Okay. Just it's a freeware tool, guys. You just need to copy this to URL, paste it over here. That's it. Copy this URL and paste it over here. And the proxy type, it has to be internet. When you are going to deal with on-premise, you should select on-premise. Okay. When you are going to deal with the cloud-based applications, your proxy type should be always internet. Okay, internet. Now it's a freeware tool. There is no authentication required. For that reason, you need to select authentication as none. Okay, click on save. Now you see the error is vanished, right? Now there is one more error. It says I have mentioned webhook.site. That particular dot is not accepted in the name. So what I will do, I will put underscore. So now our high level message flow is ready. Okay, now our high level message flow is ready. Source system to CPI using HTTPS adapter, we have established connection, and from CPI to the target with the help of HTTP adapter we did a connection, right? Hope it is clear. It is as simple as it is. We are in the middleware. If postman sends any data, that should travel via CPA and that will go to the webhook.site. That's it. That is our scenario for today. Okay. Now 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 wait a second, guys. Now when you click on save, it is not an executable object. Okay, when you click on deploy, then only this object will be executed, right? Whatever the GUI options you are seeing right now on the screen, there is a backend code. Okay, we no need to bother about that backend framework, backend code, how it runs, what language they are using and all. You should know that you should know that our integration should build on Apache Camel framework. That is enough. That's it. Okay, nowhere you see a piece of code when you are deploying or when you are checking your logs. Okay, now let me deploy this one. You need to always remember that whatever the graphical option which you are seeing on the screen, there should be a backend code which will execute it respect to properties. That you need to remember. That's it. But you no need to really bother about its architecture or its code, like what they have written and all. Right now, you see here, now it is deployed. Now it is deployed and started. Now it is deployed and started. Right now, how to trigger the data? How to trigger the data from Postman to CPA? How to trigger the data from Postman to CPA? I'm opening one more tab, guys. This tab would be for Postman. You can simply sign up with your Gmail account. And after signing up with the Postman, go to the workspace, create your new workspace. Okay. Now you see, this is my workspace. This is our workspace, our batch ID, and these are the different requests, and these are the different requests inside the workspace. Okay, let me create a new request. Add request. Now I have added one request. Okay, knowing Postman is also important, guys. Okay, in real time also, when you deploy your iFlow, first you need to test it before sending it to the sender team. Okay, now this is my end. E2E stands for end-to-end iFlow. End-to-end iFlow. Okay, now you see here, get, post, put, patch, delete. These are all the different HTTP methods used to get the data, post the data, put the data, patch the data, everything. Okay, now just select get only for now. Now you see here, there is a place where we need to give our endpoint. From where this endpoint will get? We will get this endpoint from our CPI only. Okay, when someone wants to send the data to CPI, then CPI team should share their entry endpoint to the sender system. Try to remember this word, guys. When someone wants to send the data to CPI, as an integration developer, what you need to do, you need to share our endpoint, share our entry endpoint. Try to remember this word, entry endpoint. We need to share our entry endpoint to the source team. These are all the prerequisite steps, guys. So if you do couple of times, then it will be easy for you to understand. Okay, maybe first time you may feel like so many steps and all, but these are all very simple and prerequisite steps only. Okay, now you see here, I'm just clicking on the white spaces of our integration flow. When you click on the white spaces of the integration flow, you see an option called integration flow in the below, right? There you see the deployment status tab. Deployment status. Click on the navigate to integration content. When you click on the navigate to integration content, what it will show us, it will give us the endpoint. See here, endpoint. Endpoint means an entry URL which can be used to send the data to CPI. Okay. Now just click on this copy. Go to your Postman, paste it over here. Now guys, this is very important to understand here. See here, from here to here, it is the base URL, right? It's the same. It is our base URL which we have learned. This is our subdomain, trial representation, CF apps, hana.ondemand.com is the common domain for the cloud applications of SAP. And after that, you see here, based on the adapter type, this particular URL will change. Now I am using HTTP adapter. So it is giving HTTP, right? And you see here, this data to webhook, from where it is appending? It is appending from the iFlow, right? In the iFlow, sender HTTPS adapter. That's what I have written, right? Data to webhook. Using this address, when you deploy your iFlow, in the backend, code will construct an endpoint and share it with us. Okay, that endpoint we need to share it with the sender team. Who is sender in our case? Postman. So now I am sharing this CPI endpoint to the Postman team. Okay, is it clear? Any questions so far? Any questions, or is it clear? Okay, now you see here.
Hi Venkat, can you
Yeah.
please show us again how do we get this URL?
Fine, no worries. So go to your iFlow. This is our iFlow, right? Click on any white space. Click on any white space.
Okay.
In the bottom you see integration flow. These are the integration flow properties. Okay, just maximize the window. How to maximize? On your right hand side there is an option to maximize it. Okay, click on it, maximize it. Go to the deployment status tab. Deployment status. Okay, just click on it. Click on the navigate to manage integration content.
Okay.
Okay, it will take us to the manage integration content page. Here you will see this endpoint. Just copy it.
Thank you, Venkat. Yeah.
Yeah, fine. Now we have this endpoint. Okay, however, to communicate with the CPI, to communicate and to send the data to CPI will not allow without any authorization, right? Sender system, like the same way how we are logging into the CPI, with the help of the username and password, right? The same way sender system should also give the username and password to send the data to this endpoint. Okay, so that case, in the postman you have to select authorization as basic authentication. Whenever I say basic authentication, we need to give CPI username and CPI password. Okay, guys, try to remember here, wherever you see basic authentication, and whenever you are trying to communicate with CPI, you should not give your credentials. Not your credentials, we need to give CPI credentials. Login credentials are different, and this username and password are different. Okay, when we are going to share the credentials with the CPI, we need to share client ID and client secret. Remember these words, client ID and client secret. From where we get these details? We will get these details from the BTP cockpit. Okay, these are all interrelated. Okay, yesterday if you remember, I said I have mentioned BTP is an umbrella, and our integration suite is residing under that BTP umbrella, right? So the first access point should be BTP cockpit, the second access point should be integration suite. That is the reason all the credentials related information, everything will be there in the BTP only. BTP cockpit. Okay.
Venkat, just a small doubt. So at the end of lecture, can you show us how to create the account? So
Yeah,
just
for sure. Yeah. So go to the trial home. Okay, so in the instances area we will get the key. Okay, just click on this key. When we are signing up, I will show you guys, so don't worry. Okay, when we are signing up with the new account, I will show you. So if you see here, we have the client ID and client secret. So these details we should share it with our sender system team. It's not Postman, guys. Okay, in the real time you may deal with n number of systems, but for our hands-on purpose we will be not having the real sender system. We are treating Postman as our sender system. Okay, now this is my sender system, this is my receiver system, and CPI is my middleware tool. Is it clear? Let me close all the unnecessary tabs. Even I don't want BTP also. Let me download this and close it. Okay, I'm closing the BTP also. It should be clear. Okay, let me rearrange. Now this is our sender. Postman is our sender. CPI is our middleware. Webhook is our target system. Right? Whatever the information you trigger, you send it from the Postman. That should first reach to the CPI. From CPI, it should reach to the webhook. Is it clear? Only three tabs: sender system, middleware, receiver system. Right? Don't get confused when I am switching. Okay, just remember sender system, CPI middleware, webhook is the our target system. Okay, now going to the Postman, you see here there is an option called body. In this body we need to send the data. We will deal with different sort of data formats like JSON, XML, text, CSV format and all. We'll see one by one. For now, just try to remember I am dealing with the text. I will say hi, thanks for joining the session. Regards, Venkat. Okay, now when I click the try to save this request, guys. Okay, if you don't save, when you go back it will vanish. Okay, try to save it. Okay, now this is the save button. Just click on send. Just click on send. Now you see here 200 OK is the status message. It says, it means that this message whatever you are sending from the Postman is reached to the target system. Okay, now it is clear, right? While learning we have to act like a sender system, we have to act like the middleware CPI consultant, and we need to check the target system as well whether the data is flowing or not. Okay, three roles we are going to perform simultaneously. Now as a sender team I send the data. Now as a integration middleware consultant I am just checking whether the data reached to the CPI or not. See here, data from the Postman, wherever you see green it is completed. Okay, successful. From the HTTPS data reaches to our CPI, and from the CPI if you open this end, if double click on the end, you see this is the body receiving from the CPI Postman. That body we are sending it to the webhook.site. Webhook.site. So in the CPI also the message is fine. CPI also message is fine. CPI push the message to the target system, and even if you go to the target system, now I am going to the target system, guys. If you go to the target system, see there is one request here. If you scroll down, you see the message, hi, thanks for joining the session, regards, Venkat. Right? You understand the end-to-end flow, right? When I say end-to-end, starting from the sender system going till to the receiver system via our CPI integration suite. Is it clear? Any questions? Anyone? Any confusions in between the tabs? Postman sender, CPI middleware, webhook is our target system.
Sir, we have to
So,
open
yeah,
multiple URLs, sir. iFlow and webhook.
No, this is our demonstration purpose. Okay, see for example, if you take a different case, webhook may be different. We may not use webhook that time. We'll see, always it should not be Postman and webhook. Okay, in real time you don't see this webhook at all. In real time what you see, you need to establish connection to the real systems, real applications. Okay, webhook is for our testing purpose only. Is that
Okay,
your
sir.
question? Is that your question?
Yeah.
No. Webhook is for our testing purpose only. We should know, right? So whether the information from CPI is really going to the outside world or not. Now we are sending. See, this is integration suite is an SAP application. Webhook is a different application. Postman is a different non-SAP applications. These two are non-SAP applications, right? But cloud applications. So with the help of integration suite, we have connected these two applications, Postman and Webhook. That's why I have rearranged the tabs. Postman and the target system we have connected via our integration suite. In real time, for sure, we will don't see webhook, guys. Okay, webhook is just a testing purpose only. In real time, you will see Salesforce, Workday, some other OData applications like that. Here the concept what you need to remember is how you are going to connect to your target systems using the adapter. How we are going to connect with the source systems using the sender adapters. What we are going to perform inside the CPI. That you need to remember. Okay. Any other questions? Is it clear end-to-end flow? What we are going to do as a integration developer day to day. This would be our day-to-day activities, guys. Okay.
Venkat, so in real time scenario, like, so we will be kind of a bridge between both the sender and receiver
Exactly.
teams.
Exactly. Correct. Correct.
So they will be sending us all this via email, or like we'll like during the calls or something like that, right? Like,
Correct. Yes. Via emails only.
oh,
Like even if you take it from the call, either we need to send them the MOM, like what are the details we have received and what details we need.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, can you please show us any other format? Like you showed us text format, right? Let's say
Same
it's
thing, guys.
JSON or
So
SOAP.
for example, if I take it as an XML, change it over here. Let me search for sample XMLs. So this is the sample XML. Copy it, go to the Postman, paste it over here, click on send. Now you tell me what will happen. This particular body, it reaches to the CPI. See, I'm just clicking on this wrench symbol. This is successful. It passed on that message to the end. End represents the data whatever we are sending it to the target system. Okay. See, the same XML is being pushed to the receiver system. What is our receiver system? Webhook.site. See here, there is one more request. If I open it, see.
Yeah.
Okay. And now, is it really that simple? Is it the same case what we are going to see in the real time? No. If it is only a postman job, why people will take huge license? Why people will pay a huge license fee per for CPI? No, right? In the CPI, we are going to play with the data coming from the sender system. See, now in this case we have this XML. For example, if you want to capture some sort of data, okay, some sort of data like ID, if you want to capture ID field data, that we are going to deal in our integration suite CPI, right? Always we should start from the basics, so that's why I'm showing you the simple and easy end-to-end flow to understand the terminology of sender system, middleware and the target system. But usually this flow will not be there in the real sense system. Always there should be some palette options in between the start and end message. The whole logic what we are going to learn, that you need to implement in between this start and end message, that you are going to learn exactly. Okay, these are all the different palettes what we have what I have shown yesterday, right? So you are going to learn all these palette options, mappings, converters. For example, you see here we have a converter. Now the incoming message is XML. Okay, but target wants that to be in JSON format. Target wants that to be in a JSON format. Using this converter, what I am going to do, I will convert the data into JSON format. Just deploy it. Let us come one by one, guys. Okay, I'm just showing the variations what we are going to exactly do. Okay, now it is not deployed, now it is deployed. Now send this data. Now send this data, come to the CPI. You see here, when I click on this wrench symbol, see from the HTTPS we are receiving XML data, right? And we are using one converter palette option to convert the data from XML to JSON. If you click on this output of this XML to JSON, go to the body, You see, this is the JSON format. The format is changed, right? With the help of middleware tool, we have changed the data incoming format. Source wants to send XML data, but target would like to see that in the JSON format. That we are going to achieve using CPI. And even if you go to the target system, you can see the JSON format. See, this is the XML format in our previous example. Now CPI is converting that XML format to JSON format. That we are not going to write any code, guys, okay? But what we are going to do, we are going to use the pre-built given palette options. That you need to understand, like how many palette options are there, what palette option I have to use in my situation. That you are going to learn. Okay, now you understand the use case, right? Real use case. Now we are getting the XML data, but target wants to target will accept only JSON format. Then in that case, as a middleware consultant, what we are going to do, okay, now I understand that XML is coming, but target wants JSON. What is the option available in our integration suite? So we have an option called convert as. Use one of the converter and convert the data and send it to the target system. That's it.
Venkat, will it be similar to like what we discussed yesterday, like ETL in real time? Like, will
Correct.
we be extracting data from that DB
Yes.
and transforming it
Correct,
and
correct. For
giving it to the
yeah, yeah. So for DBs also we have adapters. Okay, for example, you see here, I'm just removing this connection, guys. You see here, there is one adapter called JDBC adapter. This one. This adapter is responsible to connect with the database. See, database alias and all, and using SQL query language we can fetch the data. Okay. Number of adapters were supported by integration suite. Okay, based on our requirement we need to choose that particular adapter. If I go back to the home, I will see this. Okay, going back here, updating the connection again. Authentication, no. Okay, any other questions or is it clear? Any confusions? If you want any clarity also you can ask, like if you feel any I mean sorry, if you feel some point at any difficulty, right? So do let me know. I'll try to figure out that.
Yeah. So Venkat, yesterday you mentioned that in some cases we'll be using, using this CPA Groovy
Huh.
codes, like low code, right? So
Correct.
let's say in this particular example,
Mm-hmm.
uh, so now you have shown us conversion. So in which scenario, like we'll be using this code? Let's say if we have to deploy that code here or
Fine,
put
fine.
that code in
So
conversion board.
okay, let me show you one thing here so that now you see here. So for every run the in the CPA will generate one logs. Okay, that logs we can check it in the monitor screen, monitor tab. If you go to the monitor, we have these integrations and APIs, and you see here these are the logs actually. So if you click on these logs, by default there is no option to capture the incoming payload from the source sender system. Okay, in some cases in my project also what is happening, like sometimes if there is any error occurred, source team they will ask us to send the payload what they are receiving, sorry, what they are sending to the CPA. Okay, that feasibility is not, that capability or feasibility is not available in our integration suite. See, the log is very plain. Log is very plain, right? Nowhere we have attachments and all. To add incoming payload as an attachment to your logs, we should use Groovy. We should use Groovy. Okay, when you use Groovy, what will happen? There is in the backend, system will generate one more tab for us with the name as attachments. In that attachments, you can see our source payload. You can see our source payload. Understand, right? The use case of Groovy.
Yes, Venkat. Yeah.
Whenever we don't have a predefined options available inside the integration suite, that case only we should go for Groovy. In my project, even if I use, for example, some of the cases writing Groovy would be easy instead of using palette option. Okay, if I take that approach, my code will not be approved by the architects. Okay, they will simply reject, saying that this functionality can be achieved by palette options. Why are you relying on Groovy? Okay, that is the reason the best approach, best design guideline is that always try to use the palette options. Always try to use the palette options. If the palette options given in the integration suite is not meeting the requirement, then we need to use Groovy. Okay, don't worry about the Groovy. All the Groovy scripts are available in the open source AIs. We can take a help of AI, and even I have showed that available Groovies inside this discover content, right? You can also use those Groovies as well. Okay, that's it for today's session, guys. So Revant and Shalini, if you want to drop off, you can drop off. I will show BTP account creation and subscription to the integration suite to the new people. Okay, any other questions, guys? Let me